that time again.
You know, we back, and we are on our bullshit.
I'm always on my bullshit. Can't get enough of that bullshit.
So what are we talking about this week?
Nothing.
Yay!
Alright, that's episode 96.
Thanks for coming out, folks.
Yep. We're gonna call it before Lucas even gets here.
And then we should let him do the entire podcast on his own.
Yeah. Not the quarantine.
It's one thing to do like a 20-minute quarantine cast on your own, but Lucas has to do a full 90-minute podcast on his own.
With like a presentation, topics, has to find interesting things to reference with each topic.
He has to riff on himself and yeah.
It'll be great.
Hey guys, it's me, your boy, Lucas the Writer, and today we're talking about what retirement plan is right for you. That's all
I
got.
prefer the Roth IRA, as it takes taxes into account for more freedom of mobility.
Well, you'd be a fool not to consider the Roth before the standard IRA.
And
But if we're talking about IRAs, my personal favorite is the one in Ireland that bombs cars.
here's why Bitcoin is now an essential part of any retirement portfolio.
Jesus. For everyone saying or hearing that, don't even think about it.
Don't.
Unless you want to retire in 60 years. That's a high risk asset right there.
I had a conversation with my grandfather the other day, and that was more or less to the effect of him asking, so, this Bitcoin thing, should I put money into that?
No.
And me having to say, a decade ago, maybe. Now, though,
Wait, what? Hold on, Lucas. Are you talking about the benefit of hindsight? Because then not maybe, abso-fucking-lutely a decade ago you should have put money into Bitcoin. That's like saying, should I have invested in Apple in 1990? Yes, a million times over. You would make... Actually, it'd be much worse than that because Bitcoin was practically worthless.
Right.
People were buying a pizza with 10,000 Bitcoin, which nowadays would be, hundreds of millions of dollars. Not quite that much, but tens of millions of dollars for sure. Absolutely 100% yes with the benefit of hindsight.
Okay. That's fair.
Is it a good move right now for someone that wants to possibly realize value within the next couple of years? Absolutely not.
No.
But,
Yeah?
if you want to take a walk in the wild side and you have some money to blow, you could do worse. If you consider it literally gambling, then why not? It's probably more likely to pay out than going to the casino and blowing $1,000. So
That's fair.
if you got $1,000 to drop, I guess why not?
And we're dropping grands, some knowledge, and a bunch of other stuff on episode 96 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on May 10th, 2020. Happy Mother's Day. On this podcast today, we have the millennial music man, Ryan Holtz.
Wow. So instead of Gary, Indiana, where would the millennial music man be set?
Flint, Michigan.
Oh, I was thinking Portland, Oregon, but I guess that's got too much music, right? The whole point of Music Man was that it was too straight-laced and didn't...
Well, it also doesn't take place in Gary, Indiana. The story is that the Music Man is from Gary, Indiana, because there's a music school there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Which he's not actually. He just sings a song about Gary, Indiana to make everyone think.
Yeah, no, he's a scam
an actual
artist.
Music Man. Yeah.
Music Man, where does it take place then? Is it a real place?
I feel like it's a nondescript.
Oh, well, that's why I substituted Gary, Indiana.
Music Man take
there.
place. Iowa. River City, Iowa. The fictional town of River City, Iowa.
Random ass Iowa. Based on Mason City, Iowa.
You guys...
Oh, everyone's favorite city in Iowa.
It's top 5 for sure. Considering I only know 4 cities in Iowa.
You guys, if I wrote a screenplay of The Music Man, but taking place in the River City of the River City Rampage games, do you think that would track?
What is River City Rampage?
Yeah, I don't know that game.
The beat 'em up games, where it's just everybody fighting each other.
So it'd be Music Man, but fighting.
Yes.
But it's River City Girls.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it would track. Do it.
Gonna invest.
Also, it's called River City Ransom.
Yeah, it is Ransom.
I thought there was a River City I might be confusing that with the game Rampage. I combined those in my mind. That's fair.
Just like me with Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
I've never been confused.
And that man who has never been confused is Andrew. He had a podcast. She had an OnlyFans. Can I make it any more obvious? Clark.
I saw that tweet.
That was a good tweet.
I did not see this tweet.
Funny. I mean, that was it. That was the tweet.
I
don't even get it then.
What?
It's like, he was a boy, she was a girl. Can I make it any more obvious? It's just that, except said he had a podcast, she had an OnlyFans. Can I make it any more obvious?
So it's saying that men have podcasts, women have OnlyFans.
Correct.
I don't know which group should be more offended.
I mean, as a man with a podcast, I am not offended by that tweet. So,
As a woman with an OnlyFans, I'm not offended.
And that man who's not offended
is me, Lucas. If you say the Beatles aren't actually good, or they just be mid-tier if they were putting out their music today, that's not a personality and not even a hot take. You're just being contrarian. The writer.
Wait, so you don't subscribe to that? You think that people that do are being lame?
Yes, I think that
okay, good.
people...
Yeah. I was about to spout off.
Right?
It's like you literally can't
to
do that. It's music. Like
Yep.
It is a product of its time. Sure, if you took 70s music and released it in 2020, it wouldn't be that popular. Like, shocker. That's how shit works, motherfucker.
Yep.
My whole thing is that I just don't think the Beatles are good. It's not about when they came out or what. I just don't like them.
Sure.
I mean,
but you recognize that, like,
I
very
get it.
possible
The Beatles are
for other people to like
the Beatles
them.
were huge. The Beatles were huge, and like obviously lots of people like them.
Yeah.
They're very important for their time. I just don't think they're actually very good.
And I functionally disagree with every single part of that
Right.
statement. But, you know,
I
at least you're not making a weird generalization about, like, eras of music, which is, like, arguably the most cultural art form and informed by its time. Like, they would be making completely different music if they were alive today, like in the 2020.
It's like the what's it like? LeBron would never survive in the physical 80s and 90s.
What a fucking lie!
Which
LeBron is massive.
LeBron's fucking huge, and he's like.
If anything, he would be better in the.
He's
era
a man
of the
with a
90s.
big dick.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
okay. He just
Weird.
goes out there on the floor. I mean,
We've all seen it.
It wasn't okay. So like,
I'm
not to be
talking about
weird,
his
but
literal
like, yeah, when
penis.
we
I'm talking
actually
about his
saw it, it
basket-
wasn't that big. But anyway,
I'm
Moving on.
talking about his basketball dick.
yes.
Well,
Here's what I'm saying. LeBron would thrive. Like, once again,
Yes.
he's informed by his era. Like, they're like, oh, he flops so much. He's such a pansy. Like, he would get crushed. But, like, the reason he flops is because that's what you do in this era in order to get an advantage.
That's how you play the game.
Yep.
Yeah, if he knew that he could get away with just hacking the fuck out of people with his massive 280-pound frame, you don't think he'd do it? Like, he'd be fucking bodying the fuck out of people because that would be how he'd gain a competitive advantage. Like, he would just do that thing that gives him an advantage. Like, he wouldn't be flopping if he knew the refs weren't going to call it. I don't understand people, man.
Yep.
I swear to God.
Yeah, I hate that shit. And so no, I'm not gonna say that like the Beatles are bad because like their music is different than nowadays, or that like they would be worse if they came out now, or like if I don't even know what the fuck people are saying about that. Because like,
look,
like it's different periods of time.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'm gonna drop a real hot take.
Ooh.
If anything, a player like Michael Jordan, who has a ridiculous competitive fire to the point of it like kind of blinding him, would like kind of not be as successful in the modern game, because I don't think that a player like Michael Jordan would appreciate like flopping and like, you know, properly gaining the competitive edge that you're supposed to nowadays. I think he would be more like, I want to drive it down your throat and just beat you on pure skill.
Yeah,
And
when like I feel like LeBron would not enjoy the age of analytics and being like, you should take more threes.
Wait, LeBron
He's
or
like,
Michael?
no.
You
Or
meant
sorry,
Michael
Michael.
Jordan. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I meant Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, Michael Jordan's the king of the mid-range, and in this day of like that is an inefficient shot. Like, yeah,
Right.
no, he would
Long
be
two.
yeah, fucking 1 foot inside the 3-point line too, because it's wide open. Like, good God, I shudder. I shudder every time. So, hot take.
I was watching the Get Up the other morning on ESPN, and they were doing this weird thing of like, if LeBron played, or not, I keep saying LeBron, if Michael Jordan played nowadays, how many points would he score per game? And it was like such weird fucking math they were doing. They're like, LeBron, or God damn it, not Michael Jordan
Really
scored this many points a game, you know, back in the 90s. And if we take that and put it into nowadays, but then also include, you know, how often he'd be shooting threes, which is just like, they keep adding on. They're like, he would be scoring 55 points a game. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, because Michael would like be doing all the stuff he was doing then, and we're just assuming he's still going to be better than everyone else at everything that he does. Or like, he would also be making like 7 3-pointers a game. And we're like, what? And he'd be playing this many more minutes than everyone else. So he'd
I like how you're phrasing it as you were having a conversation with these hosts. Like you were like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, dude, like, no, for real. Like, think about it. James Harden scores 34 points a game. Michael Jordan's like 25% better than James Harden. So like,
I mean, that was
45 points a game. That's the only way to look at it.
They didn't phrase it like that, but like they did bring up like James Harden averages 39 points a game this season. And if you take that and then add on how much better Michael Jordan is than James Harden, and then you also add in on average how many threes people are taking, and then double that because Michael Jordan would be doing more than that. He'd be scoring 1,000 points a game.
That almost seems mean to James Harden.
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's
really fucking... Like, you take the highest scoring player right now, and then you add more on to that, because Michael Jordan wouldn't be any lower. So stupid.
In this hypothetical situation, is Michael Jordan also playing on a team that was functionally designed around him?
And also has, like, the second and, like, maybe 5th best player in the NBA at the time.
Yeah.
So,
also
like,
on the same
here's
team.
the thing. I fucking disagree with the fact that people saying Scottie Pippen is the second best player in the NBA at that time. That's wrong. That's false. You're overlooking so many solid players. But here's the thing. Here are the people that are saying this. The people that are saying unequivocally Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. No one even comes close to him. That's the type of person who's saying Scottie Pippen was the second best player in the NBA. That takes away from Michael Jordan's legacy. Like, no one in the history of the NBA, or no team other than that one, has said, what's it called? That they had the first and second best players in the NBA. Like, that is really taking away from it.
I don't know about that. Most of the people that I hear talking about like how good Scottie Pippen was are using it to detract from MJ being the greatest.
I disagree. I think it's
most of the time I see
Bulls fanboys who are just like, they want more recognition for the strength of their like overall dynasty than like necessarily Michael Jordan's greatest accomplishments. But at the same time, they very much want it to be established that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time.
I don't know. Most of the time that I see people talking about how good Scottie was like literally they're saying like, guys, LeBron is better than MJ. If you take away Scottie, then MJ's nothing. Like that's how I usually see it phrased.
But it's all been because of the Last Dance documentary and because like they saw
this is
stuff like that.
This is the discourse I've seen like over the last few years, just like on
Oh yeah,
Twitter.
no, absolutely. But nowadays, like with
No,
the Last Dance,
now with the Last Dance, yes,
people are definitely trying to do both, and it's like the mental gymnastics, and then like that's before Dennis Rodman, like, and then yeah, you throw in Dennis Rodman, who's a top 3 player at his position on top of that, and it's basically the Warriors. Like, I don't know. It's insane.
Yeah, Steve Kerr is just on the bullet.
Okay,
on
hold on.
he's like,
Steve Kerr
no,
was not that great.
no. I'm saying like Steve Kerr saw that, he's like, I need to do this. Goes to the Warriors and he's like, we'd be so good, man.
I mean, I know this might be apples to oranges, but I would make the argument that Michael Jordan was probably the first and maybe still the best basketball player to turn that into being a basketball celebrity.
Wait, hold on. What'd you say?
Michael Jordan is the best basketball player to turn his time as a player into like functionally becoming a celebrity and making money off that brand and all the off the court hustles.
I think MJ may have like led the way, but like I'd say like most NBA stars nowadays are doing that.
Are they doing
like they're? I think most of these guys are celebrities.
right? And I'm saying MJ did it best.
Well,
has
he
done
was
it best.
first.
Yeah,
I would argue. I don't know that he necessarily did it best. It was, I mean, the shoe thing alone is like all it takes, like
that's fair.
I mean, if you look at someone like Shaq, I think he's approaching a billionaire, I want to say, because of all of his investments and stuff. Like
Shaq's a personality. Like
yeah, but he also
like
owns something insane. Like I think it's like 100 Five Guys franchises. Like
what I'm saying
investor.
is that like he's still doing shit. Like he got out of basketball and he's like, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of shit. Like like he's a fucking star. Like he's in so much. He's still in the forefront even though he's not playing. I feel like MJ hasn't been doing it quite as much.
Well, he owns the Charlotte Hornets. That's a pretty
well, right. but he's making money. But I don't think MJ has stayed in the spotlight.
For basketball fans, he definitely has.
But you mentioned like mental gymnastics with like Bulls fans and that kind of stuff, and I wanted to talk about this, and we can get into it now just because it works better. But did you guys see all this stuff on Twitter about like Deshaun Watson and the Bears and how he claimed that the Bears never talked to him before the draft? Mm-hmm. And people have been talking about for the last 3 years how stupid the Bears were to take Trubisky instead of, either Watson or Mahomes. And my whole thing of that is, like, clearly Mahomes is, like, an absolute fucking superstar. Like, everyone goes back. If they would have redrafted, that 2017 draft, of course Mahomes would have gone first, just looking in hindsight. But Watson was, like, on tape and kind of in theory the best quarterback in college. And so, like, in that regard, should have gone before Trubisky. Like, Trubisky was good, but, like, he should not have gone before Watson. And so when Watson said a couple days ago that the Bears never talked to him and people argued over whether or not they did and, Ryan Pace should be fired, all the Bears fans doing this weird mental gymnastics of, like, guys, are you fucking stupid? Of course the Bears would have talked to him. He was the best quarterback in the class. You really think that, like, Ryan Pace wouldn't have talked to him? Like, also throwing out there that they drafted Trubisky even though Watson was way fucking better and everybody knew it. They're like, guys, he was so much better than Trubisky. You think we wouldn't have talked to him? God, so stupid. But, like, also, like, yeah, but you didn't draft him.
Yeah, you definitely ignored all those warning signs. I mean, there's definitely some revisionist history because there was a lot of mock drafts that had Trubisky going over Watson, like, no doubt about it at the time. But, like, those are idiot talking heads. And, like,
they're pundits.
I feel like as a football fan, I was definitely a lot bigger on Watson than either of the other two. Like,
I mean, he's so fucking clutch. He's so good.
I mean, yeah, he's just a winner. Like, it was the same thing with Baker Mayfield for me, who's definitely had, like, more mixed results. But, like, at the very least, Baker Mayfield going into his senior season, where he was already the best quarterback in college football, was ranked as, like, the 9th best QB in his class. And I was like, wait, what? It's like, how does that make any sense at all? And, of course, by the end of the year, he won the Heisman and was the number 1 QB again. But, like, at the time, as a football fan, sometimes you just have to go like, wait, what?
But even
for what
going into
reason?
that draft, like all the pundits were talking about, like, yeah, I think the Browns are going to go with Sam Darnold. They're like, no, they're going to go with Josh Rosen. Like, don't count out Josh Allen. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, maybe Baker Mayfield. I'm like, but he's so much better than all of these guys. What are you talking about?
It's I don't know. I think people really overthink, especially the quarterback position, because it does involve a lot more than like if you look at a wide receiver, you can look at their tape, break it down, and pretty decently like ascribe success to how good they're going to be. You know, like as long as they don't get lazy or out of shape or something, they're going to be solid. But like, yeah, sometimes quarterback doesn't translate as well. But it gets. I think people have worked it around in a circle so far that at this point they're like, tape has no meaning on a quarterback. Like it literally, like they think measurables are the only thing that matters for this position because it's such a crapshoot. And it's like, literally no. Like this QB has done nothing but win and has incredible tape, and you're underrating him what? Because he's skinny? Like it literally
like he's
doesn't
only
even
6
work.
foot. He can't be a good quarterback.
I mean, Deshaun Watson's like not even 6 foot. Like he's a pretty decently sized guy. He's just kind of thin, and they were like,
No, I mean,
all right,
like
underrated.
But like that's what everyone was saying about
Baker
like, Tua.
Mayfield and Kyler.
Yeah, and Baker Mayfield and Kyler.
Well,
There's,
Tua's
like,
was his hand size.
Yeah, no. Even like Joe Burrow, they're talking like,
Joe Burrow is the hand size. That's right.
They're like, his hands are kind of small, and he's like, oh guys, I've decided to retire. I found out my hands are too small to be a quarterback in the NFL.
My hands are too small
shut
to grip
the fuck
the ball.
up. Like, what are you guys talking about?
So here's the thing, though. By the way, Joe Burrow's hands are small. Like I measured my hands.
Sure.
They are much smaller than mine, and I was like, wait,
God.
what? Like that's kind of strange. Like I don't think I've ever like considered myself to have big hands, but they were like significant, like an inch and a half shorter like hand span than mine, and I was like, is weird though. I don't know why that's a thing, but I guess it is. I don't think it matters at all, but
People, yeah, like, and I get like looking at a quarterback's tape, and if you think, maybe like he hasn't put it together yet, but he has traits that we think we could train into him, whatever, fine. But one of my favorite things that I saw after the draft, and I do not want to talk about the Packers and Jordan Love and all that kind of stuff, but I did see one tweet, like, guys, why are you so upset about Jordan Love? Like, and this was unironic. His hands are fucking huge. He'll be perfect. Like, okay, man. Sorry. I guess everything else was irrelevant. He's got big hands. He'll be good in December.
yeah.
I can't think of a transition, but that was the perfect note to end the intro on and move into news of the week.
Yay.
Online video game personality, white nationalist dog whistle, elevator of fringe conservative figureheads, perhaps the man most responsible for the previous adpocalypse, and a person who doesn't disclose when he's paid to review a game, PewDiePie, signs an exclusive live streaming deal with YouTube.
So you said apocalypse in the planning doc, and I was a little like, really? Like coronavirus? PewDiePie's responsible?
Let me
let
me get a D in there. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
2 Ds. Well,
too
that still
many
works.
Ds.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. That looks like a math.
The math apocalypse.
From now on, no gods, no kings, only subtraction.
So yeah, this is weird, right?
Yeah.
Because he was like public enemy on YouTube #1.
Yeah. Well, and also like most of his controversy comes from his live stream.
Yep.
Yeah, when he's like not edited.
Yeah, where he's not able to like cut out the fringe stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What a weird move for YouTube, huh?
I did when I saw it, I thought it was a joke for a second. I thought it was like like a shitty Onion thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh wait, this is real.
So has YouTube like had changing leadership or something? Because I assume it was the same people at the table who decided, yeah, no, we got cracked down on PewDiePie a couple barely a year ago now, and are now saying, no, yeah, he's our guy again. Let's get him back in here. Like,
maybe they think that this is his or their only chance to kind of keep him reined in. Because, I mean, like it or not, PewDiePie is basically the face of YouTube and has been for a while. Like they're not going to be able to get rid of him, and he brings a lot of notoriety to the channel.
I just can't quit you.
Yeah, like I think maybe they're like, okay, he's not going anywhere. Like let's try to like make it a little more official and manage him a bit. That's the only thing I can think of. Is that like maybe part of this exclusive contract is like some stringent policies. I don't know. I'm literally making that up. Like that's kind of what I see in this. But
so there's a like
no evidence.
Yeah, but I get in this hypothetical, I guess that is the only way I kind of see this making sense. If YouTube said, yeah, we will give you all of this money guaranteed, but just like let us make a lap on every video you publish from now on. Like,
but these are once again these
live
live streaming.
Yeah.
Unless they're gonna put it on like a 40-second delay and have a YouTube person there, so, like with a red button, like getting ready to cut the feed, like, and then you can't interact with the chat as much and everything like that, which is like 90% of streaming.
Right.
So
I think that they might be trying to do some sort of I don't know, I don't want to say scripted, but like strictly managed live stream, like where like they kind of like are setting up what's going to happen and what they're doing. Like, hey, this is the premise. Go out there and ad lib, but like, fucking watch it. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I don't know, man.
Again, I have no reason to believe this other than like that's kind of the only reason I can.
I think PewDiePie holds a lot more cards
work
than you're giving him credit for. Like,
that's
I don't think YouTube can literally say like, hey, you motherfucker. You better shut up. As once again, like Lucas said, he's kind of the de facto, or you said that, de facto face of YouTube. And if he comes out and says, YouTube tried to fucking bribe me, like that's going to go great.
I'm moving to Mixer.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it was okay when video game companies did that for me to say positive reviews, but YouTube doing it? Fuck that.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't give a fuck about random game companies
anymore.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, YouTube is much more of a antagonistic force than these random game companies that are paying him a lot of money to shill their product.
Yeah.
So,
fucking
those random game companies are probably like, say whatever you want. I don't care. Say it's shitty. Like, it doesn't matter to me. I just need you to promote it. Doesn't matter. And YouTube's like, hey, bitch, you want to get on trending? Start making fucking animated kids videos that are really inappropriate. That's how you get on trending.
And if we are continuing video game news that bums me out, Heather Alexandra has left Kotaku, meaning that literally everyone who made that site a must-read for me in 2013 has departed, unfortunately. Which, fuck. Now I'm gonna have to like go to 5 different sites to keep track of all these writers that I like. Sucks.
Oh, man. If only there was one central hub where all these creators could put their video content.
If only. There was an Xbox Series X event that showed off a bunch of games. I'm still not gonna buy one, probably.
Probably. Uh-oh.
Almost
changed.
Certainly.
I think there was definitely a no before that. Wasn't there not a lot of games though, or something? As I remember,
there was a weird controversy about like gameplay or something.
There was not a lot of gameplay. They showed off like the commercials for them, but not actually what it's like to play them. Which I don't know. I mean, I'm 50-50 on whether or not that. Maybe the tone of a game or just like the feel of it might be as impactful now in somebody's purchase decision as the actual gameplay, but it's still really odd that they wouldn't have any of that in the, hey, look at our new machine that is like going to be so much more powerful, let's see what actual gameplay looks like with it, and to just not have any of that.
Yeah. Agreed.
And I mean,
Have they announced when it's like launching?
don't believe so. And like, I mean, it sounds like this press conference wasn't good, but it's still way more than what Sony's doing for some reason. And like, Xbox Series X is being bad but winning right now, and I just don't understand why the landscape is like this.
Were they memeing themselves too with the giant
With the fridge, yep. Oh yeah.
Just ripping their own product to shreds already? Like, hasn't even come close to releasing, and they're already like, it's pretty dumb though, right? Like,
Yeah.
Also, remember when they like made a big stink when they were like, it's not actually called Xbox Series X, guys. And then like they just all are calling it Xbox Series X.
It's such a bad name. Why is there series in there? Series doesn't make sense.
That's the thing, is that like they're saying it's not called the Xbox Series X. It's that the Xbox Series X is going to be a line of new Xboxes.
But
they're still calling it the fucking Xbox Series X.
We don't know what the different models are, though. They have to...
Exactly. Because everyone started memeing on, this is a really dumb name. They're like, guys, that's not the real name. You're so stupid for thinking that. And then they just kept calling it it.
Like, what is it gonna... It's like Xbox X1 or an Xbox X2 or something? Like...
No, they don't... We don't know, because they haven't said anything. They just made this weird, like... I don't know what you call it, press release about how it's not what it's called, but never said what it was called, and then just kept calling it that.
Yeah.
So dumb.
It's something.
And then rounding out video game news, now that a porn version of Twitch is up, the platform has banned simping. That's not allowed anymore.
Wait, so are they banned simping or people making fun of simps?
People making fun of simps.
Okay, so they haven't banned simping, because that's like their business model. I'm just throwing that one out there.
And that's the joke.
Yeah.
No, I guess...
Stop scaring our customers away.
My new emote celebrates the simps. It's what, a catfish?
Oh.
I don't understand. I don't understand modern culture sometimes. So simp is different than cuck, though, pretty significantly.
Right.
And I think people use them interchangeably.
Yes.
And it's probably going to just end up being that way because that's how language works. But, like, for me, a simp is a lot more based on reality than cuck. Like, I think I don't want to say it because it's an offensive way to put it, but, like, we've all known a simp in our lives.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone's known the guy that, pines after the girl that'll clearly never, ever, ever, ever go for that sort of thing. And that's the base level. Not a lot of people know cucks, if you like, in real life, that are actually, like, bona fide cuckolds. So, yeah.
They could be lurking among us, though, and we'd never know.
Oh, God. I shudder to think.
I also...
They could even pass for real men.
Also, when shitty people online are calling somebody cucks, they're not actually saying, like, oh, yeah, your partner, like, has sex with other people. They're just like, it's just another word for, like, asshole or dick or just another belittling.
No.
I
would say it's like liberal.
Okay.
I would say it's like you're the type of person who would be okay with your significant other having sex with other men.
Yeah, it's like you are weak and
you're beta,
mild.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, basically beta.
Whereas simp is a lot more specific. A different form of beta, but also, like, definitely more rooted in, like, real human interaction, I would say.
I just feel like...
Weird way to put it.
I just feel like they started using the word cuck because Soy Boy got played out. Like...
No, cuck came way before Soy Boy.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh.
I definitely heard Soy Boy well before cuck.
Really?
But, like...
I think cuck was around in, like, 2015. I didn't hear Soy Boy until, like, 2017.
I think that it was reversed for me. I heard Soy Boy for a while, and then it was, like, 20 2018. I heard cuck everywhere.
The entry for soy boy on Urban Dictionary was posted in 2017. June of 2017.
Really?
Yep. And that is the top one. Let's see if I can find the modern definition of cuck on Urban Dictionary. Let's see. I see also mid 2017 for the modern definition of cuck.
Wow, Sorbo hit
They're
mainstream a lot faster
symbiotic.
than me.
One
they
cannot
definitely
exist
are.
without the other.
They're definitely interchangeable. Huh. Weird. I heard it before then. Definitely during the 2016 election, I had been hearing cuck. I had not been hearing soy boy as much.
That's fair.
Do you think it was like a perfect wave form when like the F word started like falling out of popularity and then cuck just took its place?
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if the F word ever fell out of popularity, but that was just, it became...
I mean, like, it didn't disappear.
Right, no, it's just like using that at all, it became more difficult to like keep the mask on. Whereas soy boy and cuck, it's like, oh, you're, okay, maybe I can still have a conversation with you and you aren't super far in the alt-righty Kool-Aid, but, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything happening in TV?
I think I saw something, but I forgot it. Oh, there's the whole community table read happening, which I can't remember if we brought that up last week.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
yeah.
as an extension, there is an episode of the Joel McHale, Ken Jeong podcast that came out with the entire cast, including Donald Glover.
Hell yeah.
So it really feels like that thing's picking up steam, especially now with Donald Glover involved in 2 different community events.
I forget, are they trying to get a movie going is the thing, or...
Well,
Okay.
everyone has openly said they'd love to do a movie except for Donald Glover, and so it always seemed like the thing holding them back was Donald Glover, and now that Donald Glover has participated in 2 different events surrounding it, it could be possible. And I mean, like, it's going to happen if everyone wants it to happen, basically. Like, you would be foolish to not let it happen.
Was Chevy Chase involved in any of this?
No.
Okay, thank God.
It's not.
Okay.
Pierce, I believe, is dead. I
I
don't think... If
Okay.
anything, they would get Fred Willard to just play him randomly, which would be kind of amazing. But also, like, I didn't... Like, I liked Frankie and... what's Jonathan Banks' character's name again?
The IT professor. Fuck, I don't know.
No, he's not the IT professor. That's what's his name. I liked him too, though. Fuck. Now I need to Google that too.
They definitely rotated the cast in and out a bit in the later seasons.
5 and 6, yeah. Hickey.
Yeah.
Hickey was Jonathan Banks' character, the tough ex-cop guy.
Yep.
And then IT guy, community, RV. Because he lived in an RV. Elroy Patashnik, who was played by Keith David. That's the actor. So, I liked all them. I'd be totally fine with them returning.
Absolutely.
I think people just didn't like them because they were replacing Donald Glover and Chevy Chase and
Yeah.
the original cast. So, yep. Although I think Jonathan Banks' character is canonically dead. So, there's that. But what does canon really mean anyway?
Not a lot, especially with Dan Harmon's freeform writing style.
True.
That'll take us into film. We have an entry here that is just red and not red berry.
That's me.
All right.
It's not shitty brown, so you know it's me. Hey everyone, you want to see Tom Cruise in space for real though?
I don't think I like necessarily want to, but I'll check it out anyway because I feel like this is a cool thing. I'm just sad it's Tom Cruise doing it.
I mean, it.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
Why are you sad it's Tom Cruise doing it?
Who
else would it be?
No, I don't know. I just saw it and I was like, because I don't know where Tom Cruise goes from here. I respect like how much Tom Cruise is dedicated to like putting his body and life on the line to do new shit, like cool new shit, but like I don't know.
So
I can't.
Tom
explain
Cruise
it.
is going to be a real astronaut. Like that shit doesn't make you go, "Wow, it's 2020." Like
No, of course it makes me go, "Wow." I'm just like, And again, I don't know why. I'm not going to try to come up with an argument why. It's just how I felt.
you know what? I'm going to look at this as a win-win. If all goes well, then, this is probably going to turn into a cool movie, or at the very least a couple cool scenes from a movie. If it goes poorly, then, we lose, like, the most public-facing and successful recruiter for the cult of Scientology. So,
Win-win.
Yeah.
Also, Elon Musk is involved, which I think I don't remember if I said it, but I am now anti-Elon Musk. Like,
yeah, that was another thing. When I saw that it was Elon that he was teaming up with, I was like, ugh.
I feel like I was definitely the most neutral on Elon
Yeah.
Musk in this podcast up until recently. At this point, like, I can't. Like,
Join us, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm anti-Elon Musk. I really like Teslas, though. Like, am I a bad person for still wanting to buy a Tesla?
No.
I mean, like,
They're
is he
really
the face of
impressive.
Tesla? Yes.
Yeah.
Is he the only person involved in Tesla? No. Like,
He's not, but he's the sole benefactor of Tesla. Like, the reason that I was able to go to Chick-fil-A for all those years without guilt is because they're independently franchised, and, like, the managers don't necessarily hold the corporate people's opinions, and, like, definitely all the employees don't hold those opinions and everything like that. And, like, they make a very small fraction of the profits of my chicken sandwich, which is delicious, and the service is amazing. Tesla's not that. Like, all the proceeds from me buying a Tesla would be going straight to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
So that would make it difficult, but God, they're so fucking good.
No, you should
The chicken
buy
or the Tesla?
The dumb Ford Mustang, the Ford Mustang truck.
Well, I definitely won't be doing that either.
This might be other category. This might be the meme corner, but, like, does anybody fucking know how to pronounce Elon's new kid's name?
Kyle.
Cool.
That's not a joke.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's pronounced Kyle.
White people have gone too far.
I regret to inform you that the white people are at it again.
I think people are really excusing Grimes in this whole scenario.
That's
I
fair.
think Grimes had at least a 50% share in naming this kid. The A12 was probably Elon's part, but, like, that's not even half the characters, so I'm going to go ahead and say Grimes definitely should not escape this scot-free.
Or at the very least, if she wanted to, she could have prevented this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up now.
It's not Kyle. That was Joe.
Yeah, it's just X. They just call it X.
Ash A12. So
Right, but like someone asked like, how do you actually pronounce this name? And then Grimes responded, it's just X, like the letter X.
Yeah, but then
and then
full name
AI
is X Ash A12.
She says it's X, like the letter X, then AI, like how you say the letter A and I. So they're saying that the way that they are going to pronounce the name is XAI.
So they're two different pronunciations then.
Right. I
Because
mean,
Elon said X Ash A12.
I don't think that they have come to an agreement on their fucking cyborg baby yet. We talked about it in the quarantine cast where she was like explaining what every character means, the X Ash A12. And, Elon's like, actually, it's not SR17, it's XR71.
Yeah,
and she's like, come on, man, what the fuck?
Elon actually'd his wife.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
recovering
to
from
be fair,
childbirth.
come on. It's the SR-71. Like,
Look,
if you said the C-30 instead of C-300, sure. We're talking about the SR-71.
The thing is that Elon Musk no longer has the right to actually anyone when he had a part in that child's name.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the reason it's all that. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and I believe that will take us into the meme corner.
The memes.
I mean, that was the big meme this week.
Yeah, a lot of memes with
the Elon Grimes
X.
child thing.
I saw one that was like X-Ash A12 when it shits its pants and has to tell its parents, and it's like an alien standing in a corridor, like, just like awkwardly posed with its arms out and stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be a weird fucking kid, isn't it?
I already in that environment, I would imagine so, but this is going to be, oh, you're going to have to bear this cross your entire life, but I'm sorry.
There you go.
I don't know if I have any other memes off the top of my head. Kind of scrolling through Twitter quick now. Not seeing
We're doing
much.
it again. We're just scrolling through Twitter.
Twitter memes. Do you guys really get most of your memes from Twitter?
Yeah.
Almost exclusively.
Goddamn.
Lucas, I was doing the same thing, so I won't.
You guys really need to get Reddit. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
probably.
feel like you're missing out on like 75% of the internet.
Quite possibly.
No,
I
big
think
memes.
memes have been canceled this week in light of the coronavirus.
I saw the coffin dance guys were kind of leaning into their meme a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And they were using
Oh,
it for
really?
like PSAs. Yeah, they were like, "Oh, take social distancing seriously, or you'll dance with us," or something like that.
Ooh.
That was
Hey,
kinda fun.
I respect that.
Yeah.
Okay, I think then we are going into the breakouts.
Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking in so we can break out. Breaking out.
I saw the new Jerry Seinfeld comedy special.
Really?
Yeah. I enjoyed the first half. The second half, a lot of the material wasn't for me. It was a lot of like, I'm a husband and I am incompetent, like kind of jokes. But then the first half was
I hate my wife.
not quite, but the first half was a lot of, and it was just really weird considering current global events. Like a 10-minute riff about how going out and making plans actually suck. And I also enjoyed his bit about just like what it was like as a kid when Pop-Tarts were invented. And people just kids losing their goddamn minds. But yeah, the jokes, at least in the first half, were fine, but I maintain that Jerry Seinfeld is maybe one of the best people alive when it comes to actually telling a joke. Just the cadence he falls into, how he sets up a punchline and then executes on it is just fantastic, which kind of made me realize in retrospect how well acted a show Seinfeld is. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of his comedy, but I didn't watch his stuff when he was in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jerry Seinfeld fell victim to his own success in that a lot of comedians, like when they start out, or even rappers, or like a lot of other people, like when you start out, you're riffing on the struggles of the common person, and
Yeah.
you very quickly are no longer a common person.
Yeah, you
and
lose
cannot-
that when you break
you
out.
lose
yeah.
you lose the edge. And some people like Larry David fucking thrive in that zone where
Yep.
they're not a normal person. Like that's actually their comedic peak, is where they get to like complain about rich people problems. Like that's amazing. That's really funny. But some people, it's just like so much of their shtick was based on like normal everyday struggles. Like he has the famous airline food stuff, and like now he's in first class, probably on Virgin Atlantic, eating like a fucking 5-course chef prepared meal, and
Yeah.
probably not dealing with shitty airline food anymore. So yeah.
No, I
I see the
totally
trailer
get that.
for. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, totally fine. That's all I had to say about it.
Oh, you guys see the trailer for King of Staten Island
I didn't, but I've heard
with
about
Pete
it.
Davidson? Yeah.
I did,
Pete-
yeah, and
Pete
go ahead.
Davidson is one of those guys where I think he's like the opposite of Jerry Seinfeld, where he's like funny in spite of his like delivery and his cadence, like not because of it, because like part of his like charm and appeal is that he's like really awkward and kind of like struggles through saying stuff, whereas Jerry Seinfeld is very well known for like how well he delivers that shit. Like I like Pete Davidson a lot. I think he's an interesting dude. So kind of excited to see that movie.
I have a question that you two might be able to enlighten me on. Between the trailer for The King of Staten Island and What We Do in the Shadows, is Staten Island like the normie part of New York, or
You know, it's supposed
No.
to be like the super trashy part
Yeah,
of New York.
the shitty part.
okay. This is adding up now. All right.
Yeah. What would you say the normie part of New York is, Andrew? Queens?
I would
Yeah.
say Queens, but I mean, like, I'm also
Queens.
not super familiar with New York. I feel like when I see media and hear people talk about New York, Queens seems the most normie, but what would I know?
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have any breakouts, or are we going into the group chat?
Castlevania, for people that don't listen to Quarantine Cast, I've started that.
Here we go, group chat.
After a brief flare out. Oh, is this group chat? Oh, my fault.
No, it's cool.
I thought this was a breakout. No, makes sense as a group chat. So, I mean, people who've been listening to the Quarantine Cast have already had most of this spoiled, but like, the reason that we did this anime thing was because I watched JoJo clips and loved the music and everything like that, and so I was like, I want to watch it, and then Lucas immediately dissuaded me on accident, and then came back with recommendations that made it maybe palatable, and then I watched the first episode and didn't finish it and did not like it, and that was that, and then moved on to another one of Lucas's recommendations, which was Castlevania, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And so,
Nice.
granted, I haven't watched more than 2 episodes, so
Okay, you're still at 2 episodes.
I can sense that I'm possibly slow walking it a little, not dissimilar to Mr. Robot. But look, my TV viewing habits are always very weird. I can't explain. Sometimes I really like a show and yet I slow walk it, and sometimes I'm really meh and I don't really watch it that much, and I watch it like every day nonstop. So I don't know.
I can definitely see the argument, though, that Castlevania is kind of a show you need to be in the mood for. So I get that.
Sure.
No.
Andrew, you watch any
Andrew.
anime?
Yeah, I've been watching Samurai Champloo, man. And I'm starting to get a little bit more into it. I feel like the episodes, which there are a lot of 2-part episodes, which I like, kind of just feels like a series of like individual short stories that are pretty good. I'm still not getting much actual plot, but like kind of getting more into like who these characters are and why they are the way they are, and I've been liking that shit. That's that shit I do like.
Did you watch the halfway through the series 2-parter yet, or is that still on the table?
Yeah, so I just watched episode 13 and 14 this morning, which is a 2-parter, and that's like kind of getting into Mugen and his life as like a pirate and like where he came from and that kind of shit. So that's 14 episodes down, And I just looked it up. There's 26 episodes. So just over halfway.
All right, sorry. This is gonna sound really fucking lame,
Go for it.
but because I have no interest in Samurai Champloo, I did what every human being does and pulled out my phone like a piece of shit, even though it's a podcast.
Yeah.
And I just saw a clip from Gaming Central, and I don't know what video game this is, but it's Flash versus Reverse Flash, and Flash gets shot with a fucking bullet.
Yeah.
What?
What? Bullets are fucking slow. Flash can't outrun a bullet.
Is it like animated or is it like?
Yeah, it's animated.
Okay, yeah, I think that was the Flashpoint DC animated straight to DVD movie, and like
I think it's a video game. I want to say because it's from Gaming Central.
no, could be, but
Like he's running away, and a sniper. Like first of all, he doesn't even lead him. He trains his scope right on his leg, shoots the bullet, and the bullet hits him in the leg. Like this motherfucker can't outrun a bullet. Like bullets aren't that fast in the grand scheme of things. There's subsonic ammunition. Like Flash definitely runs fast, like much faster than the speed of sound, right?
Doesn't he run faster than the speed of light at different points?
Okay, I mean,
And
like,
time.
We're talking base Flash. I'm assuming he's at the very least approaching the speed of light. Like
We're talking about like the dude who like pretty much in everything that he's in has done some sort of like Quicksilver shit where people are shooting at him and he like steps in between the bullets and like knocks them out of the way because they're nothing. Because like it's basically like time's frozen for him.
Yeah.
So this doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
The fastest bullet in the world travels at a speed of 4,665 feet per second. Now let me do that in miles per hour. Or no, speed of sound feet per second. That would be a better idea. Speed of sound FPS. Yeah, that's like Mach 4. That's not even fast, dude. Like, the fastest bullet in the world, which I doubt this was, like, travels at Mach 4. Like, I fucking hope that, like, there's jets that go that fast, like, and much faster. Can the Flash really not outrun a jet? Like,
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
like, it's kind of my understanding that the rules of the Flash universe and just the writing around it is just kind of, he is as fast or as slow as the plot needs him to be.
Right,
There is
but that's
no
not
consistency.
Good. That's dumb.
No.
That's not, but like, how does not a single Flash fan go like, he can't just be shot, right? Like, what if it's a laser beam or something?
I was
like,
gonna
sure.
say, couldn't they just be like, we have this special like anti-flash gun that shoots really fast. It's
Well,
like
not
I don't know, like a
bullets.
lightning bolt
It
or
shouldn't
something.
be a little bullet. Yeah, like make it light or something, and it hits him in the leg. Fucking sure. This was a fucking bullet. Like he puts a bullet into the sniper rifle, breaks the bolt action on it, and then just fucking like lines up a shot pointed at his leg through a sniper scope, which doesn't even make any sense because you're gonna have to lead your shot by a lot at a target moving that fast, and then shoots him in the fucking leg. Like,
Why not?
that's so dumb.
The legs are moving though when you're running. Why not hit him in the torso or something?
Because he's fast and he wants to
God.
neutralize him.
He's not neutralized if he's dead. If we're breaking this down.
That exposes my comic book logic. Like, it never occurred to me that he could just shoot him in the head. I'm like, yeah, no, you just like shoot him in the torso if he didn't shoot him in the leg, and like he's trying to neutralize him. Yeah, no, he could just fucking dome him and end his whole career. Like, there's no reason.
I imagine this sniper's like, I need to neutralize him. I'm going to use all the finesse of J.J. Watt and blow out his fucking knee.
Fucking kneecap him.
I mean, yeah, if we're getting to the point where you can just shoot superheroes, why not just take them out?
He just, oh man, I'm about to. I imagine like an anime like argument in his own head. He's like, I'm gonna fight Batman. I need to find a way to neutralize him. Shoots him in the fucking foot.
Yeah. Well, no, this would literally be like a sketch comedy series, right? Like, and then they just shoot him in the head, and like, you know, like it's a JFK style, like brains are going
God.
everywhere. All the other supervillains are like, "Holy fucking shit! Like, what did you just do?" And he's like, "What? You said neutralize the superhero." Well, you don't just fucking blow his brains out. Like, well, what the hell, man?
He's like, well, why not? We do it with everyone else.
This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Like, one of them just like vomits in the corner. Like, oh my god. They're just trying to like scoop him back in. Like, oh,
my
god,
God.
what have you done? Like, oh Jesus. But like, god damn it, that's so frustrating. I don't know that whole concept. I do love how you exposed one of my blind spots very well there. Because I was like, well, like, I understand.
He's
They
got
have
to
to
neutralize him.
And then you're just like, what did you do in the head? And I was like, oh no, they've gotten me. Like, I was talking about how could they be so blind to like think that this is okay, that they could shoot him in the leg, and then realize I myself am very blind. So like, here's the thing though, if the Flash got shot in the leg and couldn't run anymore, could he run very fast in a handstand? Like,
Or just,
obviously
like-
not full speed, but like 90%
No.
of
He's
normal Flash speed.
He's crawling on like he's down like a dog, and like he's got like one leg and
Super
two arms, just crawling. He's at like 60% speed, but still should be faster than a bullet. You know.
Yeah. Also, one time, Superman and Flash got in a race, right? And I think Superman like barely lost, which
Yeah.
is like a massive moral L for the Flash, because like that's the Flash's whole thing right there.
Yep.
Like, he was running very fast, and like even though he won, like it doesn't matter if he can barely beat the dude that literally does everything else. So
And it's like, I'm 99% as fast as the Flash, and also I can fly, and then like bulletproof skin, and have laser beam eyes, and super strong, and frost breath. I don't know.
I can take the silver on this one. This is fine.
Yeah.
it's not even the silver. It's it's like 1A, 1B, and yet if you were to get into a fucking train lifting contest with the Flash, like it would not be 1A, 1B. Feels sad. Although I don't know, maybe there's some way to make the Flash have super strength, because he like continuously punches the metal at such a fast speed that it lifts off the ground. Like, I don't fucking know.
He just does like a bunch of steroids, and he metabolizes it really quickly.
But
Lift
steroids
the
don't
weights.
make you.
But then
Super
he's like
strong.
lifting weights like thousands and thousands of reps like per second. And just constantly shooting up steroids.
I kind of want to watch a roided out Flash show where he's trying to challenge Superman in a weightlifting contest.
But still, like, maybe he gets as strong as the human body possibly can at its like highest limit, and it's still not even close to an alien super strong man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like his tendons and shit would rip, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Or it's like, my body heals super fast because of my super
I don't
speed.
think that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
No,
I
it
know
is
he
a
like
thing.
reads super fast and other
No, it
bullshit
is a
things,
thing.
Yeah.
but
Like,
like
he's
Yeah.
been
heals super fast.
Yeah, didn't he get like stabbed or something in that one show we watched, Lucas, and he healed like in an hour?
Fuck off.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Oh, so that means all of his cells are going to die super quickly, right? And then he just like has a week
Just
to live now.
ages? You imagine he
God.
ages super fast? That would be depressing. His metabolism is super fast, and one of the doctors is like, he's a week old and he can't speak at all, but he's a full-grown man and he's only got a week to live.
Or he's like, oh man, I'm super fast. I can't wait to learn all these new powers. And he wakes the next day and he's like 68 years old.
Past his prime Flash.
Yeah.
He's still super fast, but like got a beer gut and like not quite as fast. Oh, no.
Still watching What We Do in the Shadows. It was good. I just saw the Curse episode, and I enjoyed the season 2 development of Guillermo just accidentally becoming the world's greatest vampire hunter.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Nah.
Yep. And Andrew sounds like he's gonna check it out.
Yeah, Andrew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once Samurai Champloo is done, and we'll see kind of how the anime challenge goes, but what we do in the shadows is officially on my list.
As of
Hell
last
yeah.
night's poker game, Andrew is he's in.
Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh.
Might be a while before I'm able to check it out, but
Oh,
It's on the
never
list.
mind. Off the list. The minute Andrew has to put that qualifier in there, you know it's never happening.
No. All right. Unless we can rip. R.I.P. Unless we can R.I.P. on anything else, I think we're going into the wind down. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to the 96th episode of the Voluntary Viewing podcast. Please like this episode, leave a comment, leave a rating, yada yada, depending on the platform. Really appreciate it and really helps the show. You are more than welcome to email us your questions or partnership opportunities to voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. You are also encouraged to follow us on Twitter at V2_podcast if you want to stay up to date on the show. Also, please support us on Patreon if you are fiscally able. Have a lot of great rewards on there across a couple of tiers. Shout outs to Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon for supporting the podcast. And my name is Lucas DeRuyter. I also am on Twitter. You should definitely follow me at Lucas DeRuyter for hot takes like it's dumb that Spotify Premium's advertising just points out how shit regular Spotify is. That's the kind of quality you can expect from my Twitter account.
oh man. So, a couple days ago,
Yeah.
I was in an end of the day video meeting, kind of like how my team has decided to like stay in touch and like keep everyone on track. Is at the end of the day, the last half hour is dedicated to this team meeting when they go over random updates and see if anyone has questions. But they always stick one of us, and it rotates around. They always stick one of us in charge of the meeting. And part of that is trying to come up with something that gets people engaged in the meeting. So naturally it has devolved into, people propose like 2 questions at the beginning, and like everyone has to like answer at least one of them, and then we play some sort of game, and it's absolutely pointless. Like we should just end the day a half hour earlier, but I digress. And so before we played a fucking round of scattergories on this company meeting, they're like, okay, 2 questions. One is, if you could improve one of your senses, what would it be? Question 2 is, if you were an animal, what would you be? And it got around to me. I'm like, oh, if I was an animal, I'd want to be a prairie dog because they like seem to have a lot of energy, but then they also like sleep underground a lot, whatever. Just like made a joke. And I'm like, and if I can improve one of my senses, I would improve my sense of humor. And, just like, very base level, a joke that was made 60 years ago comedy. And someone's like, oh, Andrew, like, stop it. You have a sense of humor. I'm like, oh, thank you. And someone's like, yeah, you have like one of those really funny self-deprecating sense of humor. And I just turned my camera off and put my face in my hands. It's like, oh my God, just eviscerated.
What have I come to?
I was really hoping you were going to end that story by saying, and everybody lost their shit at that bad joke, and now I'm the funny guy in the office. But no.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Just ended my whole shit right there.
I mean, to be fair to that guy, you had just made a self-deprecating joke.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You were fresh off it.
This is me. This is not anyone else. This is me.
Oh no. Hey, bud.
Andrew,
the way things are going.
You're really funny. You have a self-deprecating style of humor that just brightens everyone's day and makes them feel better about themselves.
Oh.
I mean, the way things are going, you'll never have to interact with this person again, probably. So, that's nice.
Except it's every goddamn day.
I meant like face to face, but okay.
But I can't recreate my image after this, guys. Like, I can't just decide to be like the happy-go-lucky positive one after this. That'd be a betrayal of my own self.
Hey, new apartment, new you, man. Maybe try out some sunglasses in your next meeting. Get a hat. Shave your sideburns into stars. Like, go crazy with it.
What?
Starburns?
No,
I know Ryan got that.
I know what you
Yeah.
mean, but okay.
I got it. I ain't laughing, but I got it.
I mean, I don't have a self-deprecating sense of humor like Andrew. I'm not funny.